Hi, Noah. My question is, do you think it's possible to love animals and eat them? Thank you.
Thanks for that call. That's an interesting question. Do you think it's possible to love animals and eat them? Yes, of course it's possible. People do it all the time. Every day. Millions, billions of people do it. Is it wrong? Maybe. Do you mean specifically a type of animal, to love a type of animal and then to eat that type of animal? Or do you just mean generally speaking? I think you might mean the type of animal that you love. Is it possible to eat that kind of animal, like a dog, right? People love dogs. Would you eat a dog? Absolutely not. I mean, I wouldn't. I think most people in the United States wouldn't. Different parts of the world, they do eat dog. I don't. One time I was in Cuba and I ordered a hamburger, and I don't know what kind of meat that was, but it wasn't cow. And it was, even just thinking about it makes me gag, whatever that was that day, and I always wondered what it could be. There's been a few times in my life where I've encountered a food situation, either a factory in the factory setting or just in terms of how it tastes, where I was like, I need to stop eating meat forever. It's absolutely disgusting. Why do we do it? We don't have to. We have alternatives. I've never been able to give it up, but I think if people can, they are able to if they're motivated enough to stop eating meat. Absolutely, you should. Why eat animals? With my chicken, like I still eat chicken. I don't make chicken at my house though. There's never any chicken that comes in and through the house. I think it's rude. I would never eat chicken in front of my chickens. Do you imagine? What that's how twisted is that? So chicken doesn't happen at my house. Obviously there's exceptions. People come over and they'll bring something and whatever, it's fine. People give me a lot of shit too, just from shoots or whatever. So yeah, I got a chicken. All right, I got to make it. But generally speaking, there's no chicken at my house. Why do I love my chickens? I love some of my chickens. I mean, love. Mm, it's hard. That's a hard one with chicken. I mean, I do love, sure, love my chickens. But yeah, this is one of those moral, ethical questions. Is it possible to love an animal and then eat them? I think it just depends. There's obviously cognitive dissonance in this, you know? Like if you love an animal, how could you eat it? Doesn't make any sense. But aren't we animals too? And part of the chain, the food chain and hierarchy. I don't know. Are we just lazy? Does I feel like people who ask these questions are judging. It's a judgmental kind of question because they want to hear you justify your bad take, which is it's okay to eat animals, which on a fundamental human level is wrong, even though we're not eating humans, we're eating animals. So they just want to trap you, get you in there, be like, yeah, you sound stupid. Listen to you, you love an animal and then you eat it. It's shame on you. How dare you? You know something? Ease up. Do it for yourself. Don't try to make people feel, but you just polarize that way. You're never bringing people onto your side when you become antagonistic or militant about it. And I mean, I know that question didn't sound like an attack, but I know, come on, I've been around. I've heard people who ask this question. I know. I even probably know what you look like, even though I don't know who this caller is. I don't think it's a bad question. I think it's a good question. I think it's a question we had to ponder and think about and really live with and justify to ourselves. I, I'm not right when I eat meat. Like, I probably shouldn't, but I do. Why? It's delicious, and I'm hungry, and I'm really not trying to save the world. I think all suffering is bad, both humans and animals. But do I let this particular issue slide? Yeah. If I had to kill an animal myself to eat it, would I do it? Probably not. But the way we have it set up in our food chain and our supply makes it easy, and it removes the process from me. And as a result, it's easier for me to eat it. One time I did a campaign for the dairy industry, and I went to a bunch of dairy farms, and I saw the cows on the farms. And these were great farms, and I met the farmers, and these farmers are passionate about the care for their animals. And I fully believe it. I don't think it was just a show. It was they wanted their animals to be taken care of and treated as well as possible. I almost said humanely and then humanly possible. It's not really the correct way to describe that situation. Anyway, just being there, and even though they took great care of these cows, these beautiful animals, they're sweet, massive. It's just wild that we have these things on Earth. I wish a lot of these animals were more prevalent, just walking around. I believe there should be chickens everywhere, wild chickens everywhere. Cows should be roaming. We should have people seeing that kind of stuff more often. But that's actually not the point. The point was these beautiful animals just kept in those conditions. It was, no matter how good the conditions were, still bad. Just the act alone, I think, is torture. It's gross. And the milking and the way we've like genetically made these animals to produce more. Pretty soon they're gonna genetically remove all the horns off the cows if it hasn't happened already. Like, they're getting so close, so they don't have horns anymore, and it's just like modified. It's selective gene thing. I don't. It's not lab. It's just right. The fuck. It's early. Genetic selection. They can just, this one didn't have it, do it with another one that didn't have it, might have it, then, they do this so many times, so many generations, they're going to get it down. Oh, this one produces a lot of milk, but that one. Now these things are just milk producers. It's crazy. It's wild. It's science. It's amazing. It's also an animal. Is it good? Well, is it good for humanity, humans? Yeah, maybe. Is it good for the animal? No. It's gross. It's horrible. It's torture. But, 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 we can justify it. Is there any justification? Never seems like good justification. So we're all going to think about this. And if you are able to not eat meat, you should stop. You should. You're great. You're better. You are a better person than someone who eats meat. So I hope at least that part makes you feel better. Let's move on. Thanks for that question. Great question to think about. We thought about it. I'm going to think about it all fucking day. And think about it when I'm eating meat later. Look at this. I really should. I should take it down. I made this photo years ago. One time, though, years after making that picture, I came down here and these lights were on. And I was like, how's that even possible? Did someone turn it on? Did someone come here and turn on the lights? Maybe. But I think it was just like some random chemical reaction in the battery pack. But really, I need to remove it. It's garbage. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's this photograph. Why would you have known about that? There's no reason for you to have. Peter from Germany knew, though, that's for sure. I'm going to take this away. But it even, it prevents the path along the wall. So I don't know, maybe I will take it down. It's been years. And I just love how this just perfectly centered. We even did that David Webb piece of jewelry here. I'll put it up on the screen. But I guess I should cut it to make a better path. I don't know. Just go around. That's what straight lines aren't always good, right? You need to. I don't know what the style is, what it's called, where you just don't always make things straight on paths. You want to let people meander. So I think, sure, you've got a straight shot. Mostly, there is that down tree back there, also relatively new. Trees, look at all these trees that are on both sides of the wall. And somehow this wall has remained intact. Like these trees fall on it, fall through it. It does not fall over. And as we suspect, the wall is from the late 1800s. Never touched it. I've never done any repair to it at all. Even closer to the house in the fire pit. So it's just remarkable how with all of these trees, nothing has. You just assume at one point a tree would just crash right through, it would just break through. And I've seen that on other walls around the county or whatnot. Although I don't know if you can see it on this shot, but you can, where this tree here is growing, it's actually pushed the wall out. So I think that happened over time. Is it just like expanded so as a result, the stones just gave way just to make a little room there. But other than that, it's not a problem. Nothing. Can you believe it? It's almost, 150 years old. Is that old? Grand scheme of things in the world and on Earth, it's actually a baby. It's not really that big of a deal, but for this area, yeah, could you imagine? I wish you could see. I wish they had social media back then, and they all just like made videos of themselves stacking the walls for likes. They wouldn't have done it. They would have been too distracted, and someone around them, like the farm elders, would have been like, no one wants to work anymore. Just want to be on their phones. It's like, yeah, of course. I mean, you see how fucking heavy these rocks are? Why would they want to do that? Do you see that? Weather station. Ambient weather. It's just one of my favorite things that I've ever gotten. I think it only costs around $200. It's been up there 2 or 3 years. You can check the weather right here on my phone anytime, but I have it connected to my Carrot weather app. So when I check that weather app, it's giving me this data, the temperature here, when I'm within a mile of my house, when I go somewhere else, it'll pick up a different weather station. But yeah, I don't know, I just love tracking my weather, my highs and lows for the year. Anyway, I just wanted to shout that out. I'll put a link in the description, maybe, if I'm not too lazy. It'll probably be an Amazon affiliate link. Does that mean I have to say this says affiliate link? I'm not going to do that because I don't think that it matters. For this, it does matter sometimes. Disclosures. Well, full disclosure, I'm just giving you a link that if you click, I might make like 20 fucking cents. So it's almost like discouraging to wanna. No, it's not. Whatever. The high enough volume. With a high enough volume, like yeah, wire cut. Let's get some wire cutter numbers, right? Grab that weather station. It's good. There's other ones too. Once you go, just use the link. You can buy whatever you want. Tracks you. But my experience, my personal experience, that works. And for the price, it's really good. You can spend $1,000, $2,000 on things. Why? How do you even know what's accurate? You're gonna get a couple side by side, and you're gonna get a fucking nuclear temperature thing to make sure it's precise. Everything is off by just a little bit. It's all about the tolerance, right? And what you're willing to accept. Oh man. It's almost better to not know anything. Ah, bird, how'd you get out? What'd you do? Come on.